Well, good morning, strange people, and I hope you're all well, hale and hearty. Today you join me on a bit of a hike. We're going to be covering 9 tours, hopefully, and for those of you that wanted to see that knot, I'll show you how to tie it when we stop for lunch at some point. I'm roughly at the moment about halfway to my RV point. I'll give you a clue as to who I'm meeting at the RV point. Yesterday was 80 degrees, barely a cloud in the sky. Today it's cloudy, it's barely 8 degrees, and it looks as though there's a mist at around about 1200 feet, so the views could be a little limited for most of today. So those of you new to the channel, today I'm meeting somebody called the Jinx. He's called the Jinx because every time he comes the weather turns bad. Right, well, I'm roughly halfway, as I said, well, I think I said, but I'm roughly halfway to the RV point now. So what I'll do is I'll put you away for a while till I meet up with a fool, and we'll take it from there. So, catch you in a mo. The tour that you see behind me, that should be the tour that I leave Anton, the Jinx, on when we've done our tours. He'll then make his way across the moor back to his car. That tour's the closest tour to my house, so I'll just wander on back from there. I'm actually quite relieved that the mist is gone. When I set off, I could see the tour was covered in mist. Mist was down to about 1,000 feet. But the mist has risen. Otherwise, if he's making a film, his trip back to the car could be a whole other movie. Right, not too long now. Bring you back shortly. Don't know if you can see the car park over there and the mist behind. Well, that's it. I've made it to the top, to the RV point. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Looks as though the mist is down to between 12 and 1300 feet, so we could be having to do a bit of navigating, although shouldn't be too bad. I know these tours pretty well. As long as nothing happens to me and Ant has to get us off. Right, I'm going to kid in Ant. Doesn't appear as though he's there, and I'm 20 minutes early, so that is a beautiful walk. It's 5 miles. It's a lovely walk when you're not time pressured. When you're time pressured and you've got to go up that hill, and believe me, it's a big hill. Whoa, you feel it. Right, I will bring you back shortly. Glad I'm here. Right, catch you in a mo. Right, well, he's finally arrived, the Jinx. There he is. You may recognise him from such YouTube classics as Wiltshire Gets Blown Off Helvellyn, How to Turn a Tent into a Kite. Well, we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Almost at the top. Woof, woof. And the battery's going. 1 tour down. Beautiful. Tour's not bad either, is it? Right, next tour, Roost Tour. I hate Roost Tour, but anyway, next tour, Roost Tour. Fit? Fit-ish, he says. Right.
Kind of cope with the waistline.
I'll just like to point out now, my staff, my stick, is a social distancing stick. If he gets within stick distance, he gets beaten. It's made of English yew, and longbows were made of English yew, and they were social distancing sticks too. So he shall feel the power of the social distancing, the staff of social distancing. Right, I'm waffling, catch you in a mo. The last time I was up here, about roughly a month ago, that was completely dry. So it's roughly 3 parts full now. Our next heading is up there into the mist and Roost Tour. The wind's picking up. Wind's picking up and he's only got his shirt, and I am so pleased that I brought my Gore-Tex jacket. Right, catch you in a bit. Keep still, Tour number 2, Roost Tour. Ant sat innocently like a little gnome. In the background, our next tour, Great Staple Tour. The Dayglow Derek has got himself a new piece of kit which he's proudly showing off to me now. He's actually going to make our brew in it. Kettle action will be some point later on today. Oh, well, we've just had our lunch here at my secret cave that Dartmoor Explorer wants to find, and I'm not going to tell him where it is. Ant's gone off to explore the tour, so while he's done that, unbelievable, we've actually got some blue sky. So I'm actually fairly glad that we did all the high tours this morning in the mist, otherwise I think I'd be sweating like a fat lad in a homemade kayak at this point. Which brings me on to my next thing. If you haven't seen Step Away from the Screens, Nobby, the fat lad, built himself a homemade kayak from picture rails and cling film, and I swore blind to him that it would never get anywhere, and he went and paddled 14 miles down a river in it. So this hurts, this bit hurts, but Nobby, you are a legend. You are an absolute legend. For a fat lad, you are an absolute legend. Right, that really hurt. Now, some of you, I brought a pink rope because I was hoping Ant would want to learn the knot, but he doesn't think he's going to be capable. So some of you actually wanted to learn the knot that I tied to do my little sort of bushcrafty seat on the other day. This knot is actually called a chair knot, or sometimes called a fireman's chair knot. It is, or was, I don't think it's used anymore, a rescue knot. And it is very, very simple. Even an idiot, aside from Ant, even an idiot could tie this knot. It's very, very simple. So we'll start with, I brought a nice fat rope as well so that you could see it. So we'll start with, all you do is you make a loop and bring it across like this. The next loop, you bring it the opposite way to the first loop. So I don't know if that's showing up. Is that showing up? It's opposite the first loop. Okay, so you've got your two loops. From there, you bring them together and you pass this loop through there and this loop through there and tie. Okay, so that you end up with something like this. Now this is a very handy knot to know if you need a bow tie and all you've got is a bit of string. Right, so you've got your two knots, your two loops. Now these loops will now stretch to the size that you want them, depending on how large your backside is. Now I'm tempted to say that if you make them really long, the knot then will be higher up. When I tied my knot in the woods, first time I'd even tried it, obviously not the first time I tied this knot, but the first time I'd ever tried or come up with the idea of using it as a seat. You want them to be roughly the same length, the two loops obviously, otherwise your seat will be all over the place. Now, these two ends, very simple, is you curve that around, make another loop and pass this loop through there. So that it's just a half inch on there. Okay, tighten that down. Same on the other side, make a loop, pass this loop through that one and tighten it down. What you've got now It's a very, very pretty looking knot, and a knot that you can, so it's nice and tight, then sling out and make into your seat, or hang from a branch and make into your seat. It's that simple. It's very, very, very simple, and it comes apart very easily. It doesn't come apart when you're sitting on it. So I'll go through it once more. Loop that way, loop that way. Pass the loops through each other. You get that. At this point you can still make these loops bigger. Get this end, loop it, and pass that loop through there. Tighten it down. This loop, pass through this side and tighten it down. And you have a very, very pretty knot, which, as I said, very easy to take apart. Now, I have wondered whether you could do this with paracord. I don't use paracord, I don't like paracord, but I know a lot of you do. I know it's got a pretty high breaking strain, so you probably do it with paracord. If you are going to do it with paracord, I would suggest you have strops around a tree, just so that you don't damage the tree, and you may find it difficult to undo. As I say, I've not tried it with paracord. I don't own any paracord, so I don't know whether it will work. It will work with paracord, but I don't know whether you'll be able to untie it with paracord. But there again, if you've got a piece of paracord, you've got your seat already made for you for any time you go into the woods, basically. Especially if you've made it, perfectly. It's probably not the right word, but made it to fit yourself, or your dimensions or whatever. It should work every time. It should work every time. I mean, you saw in my video, it was just a couple of sticks that I just cut and put on. I have thought that if you've got more time, or you've got more, if you wanted to do it, if you were there overnight or something like that, and you wanted to use the seat, you could put notches in the seat so they don't come out. But once I sat on that chair, those two branches were never going to come out. You could, as I said, if you make the loops bigger, you could probably get 3 or 4 branches in there, or one large branch split down into a bench type effect. Providing you've done your knots. The knot I used to go around the tree was just a round turn 2 half hitches. But I was using rope. Like I said, if you're using paracord, I would highly recommend you have some kind of strop to go around the tree, and then you can just crab it, carabiner, whatever, onto it, or whatever other method you might think of using. You have a ring and do your taut line hitches or whatever. But yeah, that's as simple as that. Very simple. It's a very easy knot, and it's a very sturdy knot. As I say, it's called a chair knot, or a fireman's chair knot. It used to be a rescue knot. If anybody ever ties this and tries to rescue with it, get better quick. It's horrible. Right, I'm going to pack my gear away and find out where the buffoon has gone. Tour number 4, middle staple. behind me, tour number 7, which we won't actually be going to because it's privately owned. This is as close as we can get to it, which is a darn shame. Darn shame. Isn't it a darn shame?
I make it number 6.
So behind me is tour number 6, because I can't count. I went to the Pretty Patel School of Mathematics, and I can't count. So Vixen tour. I always thought it looked like the Sphinx, whereas he looks like a sphincter. Feather tour. Not much of a tour really. Just really a pile of rocks. Not even a very good pile of rocks. Judging by the number of sheep up there, it would be renamed Sheep's Tour. Right. Tour number, I'm confused.
7.
7.
7.
7. Tour number 8, Heckwood Tour. Again, not much to see, although that rock's pretty special, isn't it? There we go. And fancy a brew?
Yes, I do.
Kettle time. Right, so here we are, last tour, Pew Tour. This one's a beauty. Very nice tour. It's not a high tour or anything like a high tour, but it is an absolute beauty. Ant's never been here before, so I'm sure he'll
He's our first scramble.
I'm sure he'll explore it, and he'll be on his channel eventually. Sometime in 2030, I expect, knowing him. So our walk today has taken us over Cox Tour, Staple Tour, Roost Tour is behind, that's the Staple Tour there. And it's brought us down to Feather Tour, which is around about there. Heckwood Tour, which was over there, which we just had our cup of coffee on. And now we're at Pew Tour, which is the last tour of the day. From here, Pew Tour is the nearest tour to my house, so I'll be leaving Ant to walk out across the moor on his own. Which I'm almost disappointed to see the sun out, but there we go. Yeah, this is a beautiful tour. It really is gorgeous. Right, I'll catch you in a mo.